Hi everyone, this is D with D's Divine Tarot 411, here at the beach again, just meditating, enjoying the view, just being in flow. I guess that's what this message is all about, is, whatever's going on in your life, whatever's happening in the moment, just do your best to be in flow. You might not feel 100% today. You might be under the weather, tired. You might be in need. You might be hurt. We get hurt by a lot of things, from people passing on, relationships breaking up, past not going accordingly to what we thought it would be. But all of this happens, and we want to be like the ocean, right? You see how the water in the ocean just flows. It's just doing its own thing. Sometimes the water can crash. Sometimes the water, you can put water in a bottle. You can bottle it up. Water can do pretty much anything, but it's a constant flow. It never stops flowing. And that's who we want to be in all our areas of life. With flow, you're not in the way. You're not trying to stop what is. You're not like becoming frustrated. Well, you could become frustrated, but when you're in flow, you're able to see that frustration and you're able to let it go and then get back into flow. So flow is just constant. It's just constant movement, constant being, constant doing, constant knowing. But things come up against us, y'all. Different challenges in life test that flow, test us being able to stay in flow like the water here. Things come up against us in life, especially in the system, to break that monotony of flow. And then we got challenges we got to meet. We got rent and bills we got to pay. We need to eat every day. So it's all these kind of things that we have to do, certain responsibilities and that sort of thing. But we get a lot of challenges in our lives, be it from the system, be it from spiritual realm, be it, from all these different influences and things that we have in our culture and how we act and what we do with our choices. It can bring about challenges, because this is how Spirit teaches us through those challenges and soul growth. And a lot of times we get frustrated with what is. We get frustrated with reality. We get frustrated with the here and now. But we just want to be mindful in the here and now is where you want to be. That's flow. You don't want to be in the future, too far in the future. It's okay to visualize and think about the future somewhat, but you don't want to also be too far in the past where you're dwelling and wishing things could be different and want to go back in life, like to where you were in high school. And that's not something I want to do, y'all. I don't want to go backwards in life. I'm someone of always wanting to be in constant flow, constant movement. And when I'm not in flow, I'm not in constant movement, it's easy for me to see, because I usually am. So it could be something very small or frustrating to me to get me out of my flow, but I'm mindful of it. So I'll catch that thing and I'm like, wait a minute. Is this thing that I'm so frustrated about, is it worth it? Is it worth me losing the flow? Because flow is alignment. Flow is centered. It's being centered. It's being in connection. It's being whole. So if you're whole and you're centered and you're in flow, there's nothing missing. You might not feel the best. You might not be 100%. I don't feel 100% today. I feel like maybe 85. I feel like maybe 90%. I know I got to catch up on rest. And until I do that, I'm pretty much playing catch up on my sleep. And until I do that, I'm not going to be 100% in flow. But for where I am at, in my 80, 85%, 90% being, I am in flow. Because I'm not getting in my way. I'm not thinking negative things about myself and other people to the best of my ability. I'm just kind of being. I'm just being in the moment. I'm being in flow like the water. This water just does what it does. It's constantly moving, constantly flowing, and it's non-stop. Whatever the wave is going to be, it's going to come in and crash, then it's going to go back out. And it's constant currents, and you know, if you were to jump into that water right now, it could take you away. I'm recording, my man. Excuse me. So this is a constant flow, and we just want to be mindful of constant flow. We want to be mindful. That's who we are. That's what life is. Life never stops. Like, time never stops. And that's who we are. We never stop. Even when we pass on, it's a continuous transition from this material body into our ethereal spiritual body, which is completely different. We can't see each other the same way in the material and in the spiritual realm, but they both exist, and it's a very thin veil between the two. We got a tendency to think like once we die, poof, we go to the sky and that's it. No, I'm sorry, y'all. This is heaven. Heaven is all around us, the space between. I'm going to keep on saying that so people really understand that you can have heaven right now. You don't have to be perfect in life, y'all. I know I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be in alignment with myself, natural law, which is God's law, which is basically, you know, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, or don't do something to someone that you don't want done to you. So that's the law that I live by, and I try not to get in my own way with things. I try not to think negative things about myself. I try not to think negative things about people. But sometimes that gets challenged, and people will test you to think negatively about them because they're in a negative mind state or they're doing something negative. So it's all about how we like handle things, how we allow life situations to take over us, or just be in the flow with whatever it is and just be okay with whatever it is. And trust is a big part of flow. So if you can trust the Creator, if you can trust Spirit, if you can trust yourself, if you can know that things are always going to work themselves out some kind of way, some kind of how, it's going to happen. You just don't want to get in the way of that flow for it to happen. That's everything, y'all. So it's just about that, y'all. It's just about being in flow with yourself, with nature, with all there is, with reality. And don't try to change what you can't change. Accept what it is. Like, we can't change when someone dies. We can't change if someone says they don't love us anymore and they want to go their own way. We can't change that. We can't change someone else. We can only change ourselves. We can only change our own mind. We can only change the things that we want and need to change in our lives. You don't want to go trying to change other people because they won't change. They're on their own spiritual and lively path to where they have to make those decisions to change. All we can do is either be an example or try to, you know, give them advice, but it's up to each individual. You can tell somebody 100 good things that are true till you're blue in the face, but if they're not willing to accept that information, it does not matter. It's up to that individual. So all I'm trying to do is just give you guys some good insight, good advice, good info so you can stay in flow. That's what this whole thing is about. We're spirit, y'all. Spirit is flow. It's non-stop, just like nature. And you can't box spirit in. You can't box nature in. You can't box this water in. It's a world within the world. We don't know all the things that's in the ocean. We think we do. There's so much to explore here, so much to know here, and it's not, you know, over just because other people have explored things and you can learn about those things. It's so much to know about this place. But, you know, you just want to give yourself peace. You want to give yourself, you know, where you're not so uptight, you're not so anxious. You know, just give yourself a break, y'all. Give yourself a break. You know, don't beat up on yourself. Tell yourself you're not good enough. Tell yourself all these negative things just because you don't have certain things in life that someone else may have, you might not be where someone else is in life. It's okay. You are where you are. We all are. We are all where we're at, and that's fine. It's just about learning and knowing, where you are is where you are because you learned from where you were. And then it's a continuous flow from there to become greater and more. So I just trying to let y'all know flow is where it's at. Just to be, like I said, you don't have to feel 100% great today. You don't have to feel like, like you want to tackle the world. You could just be. I'm just being, y'all. I feel like the ocean today. I don't have a lot of energy. I don't have a lot of oomph. I just feel like I need to catch up on a nap, which is I'm going to go and do. Probably going to have an early night tonight. I got other things to do, catch up on responsibilities from where I'm working around the house, and that's where my focus is going to be. But I figured, why not get on here and talk to y'all about being in flow, because that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in flow. I'm in need, I'm in need too, but I trust Spirit to take care of my needs. I trust you guys to help me out, with tips and donations and getting readings from me. If you can get a reading from me, that helps me. But I'm tired of worrying about it. I'm tired of having to rob Peter to pay Paul. I'm tired of having my mind on money to take me out of my flow. I really am, and that's the whole thing about the rat race and why I'm getting out of the game of it. And I'm here in Hawaii, and I just trust if I just stay on the path. This little kid came over to say hi to me. Oh my God. It's those little signs right there that show me I'm in flow. Because this little kid is so cute in Hawaiian, Polynesian. He just walked over onto the sidewalk to make it a point to say hi to me. And he's over here with his family. It's those kind of signs that show you you're in flow. So he's a beautiful little boy. It touches my heart. He actually left his family, went to the sidewalk, and did this to me. Aloha. It's that kind of stuff, y'all. And it's this kind of stuff that helps us remember to be in flow. The ocean is flow. The trees are just blowing right now. The breeze, that's flow. You see the coconuts up there? These trees are always in flow. They just stand, right? They never move. They have to be where they're at. They're planted. And their roots are under the ground, very powerful. They make this place what it is. With the air and how it moves the trees and the roots and the whole system is amazing flow. And we never have to think about the trees. The trees, they go through all kinds of weather. Like in the wintertime, they lose their leaves where I'm from, and they have to regenerate and regrow in the spring and new leaf. This is who we are. We change in the seasons. Through seasons, we're constantly changing and becoming more each season. But through that, if we can remain in flow, we'll get there much faster. We won't be beating up on ourselves. We won't be doubting so much in spirit and doubting what can be. No, things can happen. Magic is here, y'all. We're more powerful than we realize. We just have to also realize the way to get that is being in flow. Direct connection with spirit and flow. It's a give and exchange. It's give and take. Win-win. And that's exactly what this is, y'all. Nature provides everything. And so we want to be in flow with nature. We want to be in flow with spirit. We want to be in flow with God, the Creator. And we want to be in flow with ourselves. Just don't get in your own way. That's what this is all about. I'm just trying to let y'all know, we can block blessings. We can block things being able to come in. Our spiritual antenna. That'll probably be my next video, talking about frequency and what we're manifesting because of our thoughts and, not being in flow. We can bring things to us outside of that flow. And that'll help you. Life is just going to show you what you need to see from all of that. And that's even a constant flow from life, because you're getting a mirror reflection of who you are in the moment. And so to be in that flow is where you want to be and where you want to go, so life can reflect that back to you. And this is what it'll feel like. Alignment, being centered, being okay with what is, not trying to change a thing, not so anxious, not so far in the past, not too far in the future. Here and now is where you want to be. Here and now is the flow. And you're able to accept the here and now for what it is, and trust. Trust is also a huge part of the flow, because spiritual flow is trust 100%, and I trust the Creator 100%. I trust Spirit 100%. They never let me down. Yeah, I do have struggles and problems here and there, but I give those problems to Spirit and God, the Creator, and they always see me through it. And I always make it to the other side of whatever challenge or problem it was. And so if I don't get in my way, that flow will take me like even easier. It's like the chariot without splitting the two, divine masculine, divine feminine lion or sphinxes at the bottom. If you hold them together tight, you get there so much easier and smooth. You're in flow with the chariot. And this is who I am right now. I just feel like if I can just stay in flow, not block my blessings, not get in my way, keep my antenna open, spiritual antenna open up to the sky to receive these blessings coming in, that's the flow. That's my trust. That's my knowing. And that's where I'm going, y'all. And so that's basically it for today, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. But I wanted to share, flow. Share with y'all how to be in flow and why to be in flow. And here you go. This is everything. And this is constant flow, y'all. Flow of life.